In the quiet, unassuming town of Blackwater, a strange series of disappearances had baffled the authorities for years. No bodies were ever found, no traces left behind. All that remained the victims were eerie whispers in the wind and a single common thread. They had all been seen speaking to a woman known only as Eve. Eve was the kind of woman people couldn't ignore. She wasn't beautiful in a conventional sense, but there was an enigmatic allure about her. Her pale blue eyes seemed to pierce through a person's soul, and her smile, gentle but unsettling, always lingered a beat too long. No one knew where she lived, and no one could remember ever seeing her arrive or leave town. But whenever someone vanished, whispers of her presence followed. Adam was an ambitious journalist, always chasing the next big story. When he heard about the Blackwater disappearances, he knew this could be his breakthrough. He began his investigation by interviewing families of the missing, piecing together fragments of their last known interactions. Over and over, the name Eve surfaced, but no one could provide solid details about her. Then, one evening, Adam found himself in a dimly lit bar on the edge of town. As he sipped his drink, a figure slid into the seat across from him. It was her, Eve. She wore a flowing black coat and a silver locket that gleamed under the dim lights. "I hear you've been looking for me," she said, her voice soft, almost melodic. Adam's heart raced. This was his chance. "You're Eve," he said, trying to steady his voice. She smiled. "Curiosity is a dangerous thing, Adam. Do you know why I chose you?" He froze. "Chose me? For what?" Eve leaned closer, her scent a blend of lavender and something metallic, like blood. "To play a game." Over the next few days, Adam found himself ensnared in Eve's web. She sent him cryptic messages, notes slipped under his door, riddles etched into his car windshield. Each clue led him deeper into a twisted game, uncovering pieces of her victims' lives. Photographs of strangers pinned to trees in the woods. A music box playing a haunting lullaby. A mirror that shattered when he looked into it, revealing a message carved into the backing. "Your time is running out." Adam couldn't stop himself. He was drawn to her, compelled by the mystery she represented. Each time he tried to pull away, Eve would appear on a crowded street, in his dreams, or even in the reflection of a store window. Always smiling, always watching. He began to doubt his sanity. Was she real, or was his obsession driving him mad? Sleep became a luxury he couldn't afford, as every shadow in the night seemed to whisper her name. One evening, Eve sent Adam a final clue: "Meet me at the Blackwater Cliffs at midnight." "Come alone." Desperate for answers, Adam obeyed. The cliffs were desolate, the crashing waves below deafening. Eve stood at the edge, her black coat billowing in the wind. The moonlight made her appear otherworldly, almost ghostly. "Why?" Adam shouted, his voice nearly swallowed by the wind. "Why do you do this?" Eve turned to face him, her eyes gleaming with a mixture of amusement and malice. "Because people like you can't resist me. You chase the darkness, thinking you can conquer it. but the darkness always wins. Adam felt the ground beneath him shift as she stepped closer. I let my victims choose their fate, she continued. Curiosity, Adam, is the deadliest sin. You wanted to know who I am, and now you do. Before he could react, she handed him the silver locket. His hands trembled as he opened it, revealing a tiny mirror inside. His own terrified face stared back at him, and carved around the edge were the words, "Welcome to the Shadows." In that moment, Adam felt a sharp push. The world spun as he tumbled over the edge of the cliff, the wind howling in his ears. The last thing he saw was Eve's serene face, peering down at him, her smile still lingering.